Awesome. Welcome, everybody, to Social Media Algorithm Updates 2025. I've been doing tons of research and I found some interesting and juicy things, so I can't wait to share with you. If we haven't met yet, my name is Kim Free. I own Small Town Girl Promotions out of my home office in Sundre, Alberta. I've been doing this since 2017. I have a background in psychology and sociology and also teaching. So I love to teach about psychology, and psychology is marketing. So I'm totally in my element here today. Nice to meet you if we haven't met before. And for familiar faces, hi, welcome back. So let's get right into it. So, some facts. These are fresh facts right off of um, trustworthy sources on the internet. So there are 32.2 million users of Facebook in Canada. And in comparison, so I'm looking at these numbers, in comparison, 19.7 million users of Instagram. So I do find I'm going to smash some misunderstandings today. And one of them is that everybody is leaving Facebook and everybody is joining Instagram and TikTok. Now, while that's a little bit true in some instances, overall, Facebook is still the king when it comes to usage in Canada. So 43% of these 77% of Canadians log in daily. So 77% of Canadians have a Facebook account, 43% of those log in daily. Half of Canadians have an Instagram account, and 39% of those log in daily. Globally, and I'll have some charts and graphs for you here in a second, but globally, Facebook and YouTube are still and continue to be and have been for years the two top social media platforms in terms of monthly users.
Our guest speakers and just ask questions. So.
And I'll just ask you to mute, sorry. Hear you in the background. I will have time for questions in a little bit here. So for Canadians specifically, Facebook and Pinterest, this was a surprise to me, are the two most visited social media platforms, right? Facebook and Pinterest are the winners. This is a big hot topic often. Like I often hear nobody is seeing my Facebook business posts. And, it's no wonder because the algorithm itself, the math and the science behind Facebook and how it determines who sees what posts and in what order, the algorithm is such that the average Facebook business post is only seen by 1.72% of their followers. So if you had 100 followers, one or maybe two of your followers would see each of your posts. So that's a really sad metric. I have tips today that will hopefully bring those percentages up so that more of your followers will be seeing your posts. We measured this a couple of years ago. I should measure it again, but we do tend to beat the numbers and get our clients' posts seen by more eyeballs. Yeah, cool. So I made this fresh, pretty chart yesterday. This is fresh information just as of yesterday. So these are global numbers. So across the world, we have, like I said, Facebook and YouTube being the top two. After that is Instagram. These numbers have all increased a little bit. Now, TikTok has increased extra. TikTok used to be down here somewhere. It has climbed up the rankings. So TikTok is becoming more popular and Reddit is becoming more popular. And then we have Snapchat, Pinterest, LinkedIn. Twitter has taken a nosedive. So Twitter used to be about here, maybe here in the rankings. Fewer people are using X, previously known as Twitter. So that's interesting stuff. Yeah. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok are the top four globally. But many of us are trying to reach Canadians. So although these are global numbers and that's helpful to know, especially for those of you that are selling into other countries, but it's also important to know the Canadian numbers. So this chart blew my mind when I found this. And this was sourced from Statista.com, which is very reputable. So the websites that are getting visits. So we have Facebook first, not a surprise based on what I've already told you, but Pinterest. Look at Pinterest. Like what? So lots of people are spending time on Pinterest in Canada specifically. And then we have Instagram. Look at Instagram compared to Facebook, you guys. That's crazy. And then Reddit, YouTube, LinkedIn, and other. My one question, and I couldn't find the answer to this, was, is this websites only and not taking into account apps? Because that would maybe make a bit of sense. Although I think most people visit Pinterest on an app, so I'm not sure. But overall, surprised here. Facebook and Instagram user demographics in Canada. Since Facebook and Instagram are the big guys that we usually talk about, I wanted to dive into these with a little bit more depth. So I broke it down by age range, because oftentimes people think that the young people are all over Instagram and the old people are all over Facebook. And this chart kind of shows otherwise. So blue is Facebook. So you can see for 18 to 24-year-olds, Facebook is a little bit higher than Instagram. 25 to 34-year-olds, Facebook is quite a bit higher than Instagram. 35 to 44-year-olds, Facebook is quite a bit, much higher than Instagram. Much higher, much higher, much higher. So what does this tell me? This tells me if you just look at the pink lines, it does tell me that younger users are definitely using Instagram more than older. And then if you look at the overall Facebook line, it's like it kind of peaks at this 35 to 44-year-old and then levels down. But overall, Facebook is used more than Instagram. I'm interested to see when we have a break and have some time for some questions, if you guys are surprised by that or not. And something to consider while we pause on this page is, who are you trying to reach with your business posts? Are you hoping to reach 35-year-olds? Are you hoping to reach 18-year-olds? Because that will make a difference as well. Sorry, this is kind of fuzzy. So customer care. So what this chart really shows is, where do the different generations reach out on social media if they have a question or a comment or a concern about a product or service. So say, I really like Wendy's and their social media, so Wendy's came to mind for me. So say you had a question about the Wendy's chicken and where it was sourced. Is it Canadian chicken or is it American chicken? Gen Z would be most likely to reach out using Instagram. Millennials, Facebook. Gen X, Facebook. Baby boomers, Facebook. So this is their first choice, second choice, and third choice. So that's interesting, right? The younger people are using Instagram more. You can see this number is close to Facebook for sure. But Facebook still has a stronghold. It really does. So I'm going to pause here and say, okay, so what is an algorithm? Today we're here to talk about the changing algorithms and where they're sitting at 2025. So an algorithm is the math and the science and the AI behind Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, any of the social media platforms that determines who sees which post and in what order. And a few things that I'd like to just say about all of them across the board. They are all created to keep you addicted, right? So unfortunately, if you are engaging on posts that are videos of cats, then the algorithm is going to pick up on that and it's going to show you more videos of cats. I'm sure we've all experienced this, but it also goes deeper than that. If we are more engaged in video content compared to photo content, then the algorithms are going to send us more video content. If we liked a friend's post on Facebook, then we're going to see more of that friend's content when they post on Facebook. So Facebook and Instagram and all the others take all of this into consideration when they build out their algorithms because they want you to stay on their platforms because that is how they make money. Here's some fun tidbits and stats. So Instagram, this came as a surprise a few weeks ago. Instagram switched to a different post size, mostly on the grid. So previously, when you went to your Instagram profile and you saw all of your posts lined up beside one another, they were all square, perfectly square. I woke up one day and mine were taller, slightly taller rectangles. And so everything looked messed. Everything was cut off. The text was cut off. It looked messy. I was a little bit sad. So Instagram is in the process and they're rolling it out per user, and it might look different on your phone as compared to your desktop, but it is switching to that slightly taller Instagram post size. I believe it's the ratio is 4:5, 4.5. If you use Canva to create your posts, you just use the Instagram one that is a little bit taller. So that was a shocker. Next, hashtags are becoming less and less relevant, like markedly so. It's almost to the point, my friends, that you can ignore hashtags altogether. They really don't do a heck of a lot for getting more eyes on your posts. So don't stress about hashtags anymore. Sure, throw up, 2, 3, 5 hashtags onto a post, certainly. But it won't make a huge, huge difference for you. This next one is shocking. The average person bounces between about 7 different social media networks per month. Right? 7. I don't even know if I'm at 7. So I do Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn for sure. Reddit, yeah. YouTube for sure. That's 5. I don't go to Pinterest very often. I don't go to Twitter very often. But maybe those would be my other 2. So it's interesting. Short form video content is not going away. Sorry, my friends. If you haven't gotten into the habit of creating short form video content, in other words, reels, please try. Give it a try. It is intimidating when you first get started, but it is a great way to reach new people. That is the number one way to get more followers on Instagram these days. You can get more views and possibly followers on your Facebook page that way. And it's just a great way to connect with people. So give short form video content a try because it's not going away anytime soon. And then lastly, the use of AI, artificial intelligence, is making an impact in the social media world. At this point, I can point out a post that is created by ChatGPT. It has long dashes and extra emojis, and especially the rocket emoji. There's certain telltale signs. And my perspective on this is, if you don't take the time, if you can't take the time to write a social media caption that's only a few lines long, then why would I take the time to read it? Ouch, that sounds a little bit harsh, but that is my true feelings. I think AI is a great tool for brainstorming and possibly coming up with headline ideas and such like that. But marketing is really about relationships and connecting human to human, and putting that AI robot in the middle of that relationship, I think isn't very productive. It might be productive in that you can create more posts, but I believe quality posts over quantity is important. And I'm going to make a prediction that as we see more and more businesses and individuals using AI to create content, there will be a bit of a pushback. I hope there will be a pushback in that people will want to see and want to create more authentic content. So real pictures of real people doing the real things and talking about their real feelings, their real thoughts and feelings. That's my prediction if I had a crystal ball. So we'll have a time for your questions about Facebook pretty soon here. A couple more things about Facebook first. So how does the Facebook algorithm determine who sees what content and in what order? They look at three main things. Number one, who posted it? So if you've engaged with that person or business or group before, then you're more likely to see that. The type of content, and I will say that reels and photos and albums are three of the top content types on Facebook right now. And then also interactions on the post. So if other people are interacting with the post, then it will be sent out to more people, hoping that they will interact with it as well. So 10 hot tips for working with the Facebook algorithm, because we want to work with the algorithm, not against it. Picture it like swimming downstream with the algorithm instead of trying to swim upstream against it. So number one, and sorry, before I get into this, I was editing this slideshow from last year, and I was surprised at how little I had to change. So I think the overall message today, you guys, is yes, the algorithms changes. Of course, the algorithms change all the time, even monthly. But if you keep a few of these key core ideas in mind, it won't affect you too much, right? Yeah. So number one, create original content. Don't post other people's content. Don't try not to use stock photos. Use your own real photos and your own real words and create original content. Use the native platform features. So that means use Facebook itself to, like when you're scheduling, use the tagging feature, do a poll if you can. You can only do polls on your personal account, I think, or in groups. But use those features that are built right into the platform, and the algorithm will reward you. Don't just continue, like, I guess as an anti-example, you could just post an image, post an image, post an image, post an image, or you could post an image, post an album, post a story, tag the location, like go a little bit deeper and use more of the features, if that makes sense. Number three, schedule your posts for maximum engagement. When you use Meta Business Suite and use the planner tool, it's called, you can schedule and it will tell you when your followers are most likely to be online. It actually suggests the times of day. So that is helpful. And scheduling posts in advance helps you to be more planned and less off the cuff. Number four, understand what your audience wants to see. This means paying attention. So looking at your analytics monthly, noticing which posts are getting more engagement than others, give them more of what they are wanting. It sounds straightforward, but we all need reminders to do this. My dog is barking at something, that's fine. Number five, engage with your audience. So don't post and ghost. Social media is social, so it's important on Facebook when we're talking about your Facebook business profile to toggle that top right-hand corner button and interact as your business. Interact as your business, scroll through your feed, like other posts, comment on other posts when it's appropriate, engage in the community. Not only does it show that you're engaged and that you care and that you're supporting your local community, but also those businesses or organizations may engage with you back, which all helps. We're building community with social media, yeah? Number six, don't try to manipulate the algorithm. So don't try to buy followers. That's more of a thing on Instagram. Giveaways are a bit of a thing of the past, really, for how much spam you get in exchange for the little bit of winning that you get with giveaways. Yeah, just be authentic and create real content. Don't try these kind of black hat methods. It's not worth it. Number 7, experiment with different post types. I kind of talked about that before, about using all the platform features, but on Facebook, and I will list them in most preferred order to least preferred order, there is video, that could be live video or pre-recorded video, photo posts, albums should be up there. So posting an album, this is something that I learned yesterday doing my research, can get a lot of engagement actually. So this is something I'm going to experiment with going forward. So there's videos, albums, photo posts, and then there's just word posts, shares. So if you share somebody else's content onto your own Facebook page, and then there's links. So anytime you put an external link that somebody could click, that is last on my list because it gets the least engagement overall. So experiment with those different post types. Number 8, lean into Reels. Reels aren't going away. It's a great way to connect with your audience. It's a great way to get more eyes on your business. Number 9, don't forget to post albums. I'm going to try that this year in 2025. Expand your reach via your best advocates. If you have collaborators, clients, staff members, business buddies, don't be afraid to reach out to them and even specifically ask them, hey, would you mind, showing some love to my Facebook page? I need some more engagement and stuff. If you wouldn't mind liking a post now and then, that would really help me out. And don't forget to say thank you when they do that. You can do, if it's another business buddy, you could do it for one another. Number 11, monitor analytics and insights. Yes, once monthly, my team creates reports for our clients, and we're always looking at the trends, which type of content performed best and why, and then we can make informed decisions from there. I got all this info from Hootsuite, and there's the link there. I will send you all these slides so you'll have the links as well in case you want to dive in deeper. 10 more tips. I know I'm just full of the tips today, aren't I? So use all the post types, but focus more on video and photo posts. Try albums on Facebook. Try carousels on Instagram. Carousels are multi-photo posts that you can kind of scroll through. Don't forget about stories. Yeah, stories on Facebook can be fun. And now an update in Meta, when you're scheduling, when you schedule a post, you can also schedule it to share to your story. So if you just turn that on, then that's an easy win, right? Speaking of that, I'll do a little side tangent here. You can also choose a group that you're a part of to automatically post into. Just make sure that you're following the rules of the group and so that you're not feeling spammy when you're doing that. Number 3, tell a story, share a laugh, share a thought. This is really getting back to the purpose, what I see as the purpose of social media, which is connecting. So it's not just buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, but it's about connecting through stories, through humor, through thoughts and feelings and connection. Number 4 is related, start a conversation, be social. It's not just a one-way broadcast system of you spewing to the world. It's a two-way conversation. Number 5, use authentic posts, not those stock photos if you don't have to. Take some photos of you in your business or your staff or your clients and use those. And even better if those authentic photos are pictures of people, especially people smiling at the camera and you can see their eyes. Animals and food tend to do well across the board. Number 7, share those posts around. Facebook has a lovely share feature where you can share your post onto your personal timeline, into relevant groups and such. I really encourage you to take advantage of this. Um, I still tell this story, even though it's like 6 years old. About 6 years ago, I supported a client. She was a massage therapist. We created posts for her for a month, maybe 2 months, and then she had to cancel because she filled up. So she went from zero to filled with her massage clients, mostly because she was taking the high quality posts we were creating for her and sharing them into Facebook groups of her small town. So people found out about her and they booked up right away. Sharing is cool. Number 8, consistency is key. Be consistent with your social media. I know it's the hardest thing. I know you have a million other things to do. You have to do the doing in your business. You have to manage the people and manage the money and drink all the coffee. But posting consistently, when you get into that habit, helps to build trust, helps you to get in front of people more consistently, which puts you in their heads more. It's important. Number 9, have a strategy. So I teach a 3-to-1 rule, meaning that for every 4 posts, 3 should be giving back to your audience through humor or education or connection, and then 1 can be selling and should be selling. You're selling something, a product or a service, so sell that something. And number 10, scroll and engage as your business. Yeah. Oh, phew. I was talking a lot. I'm going to pause the recording and stop my share, and we're going to answer some questions from who's here live. One sec. Oh, good. You guys are still here. It's funny when I can't see anyone. I'm like, I'm sure they all left. I'm sure it's just me talking to myself. Do you guys have questions about Facebook? I'm here to answer all of them. The use of emojis in posts, and then we'll go to Kelty. Yeah, emojis, they do a couple things. I would say they draw the eye sometimes because when you see just a wall of text, it doesn't have any color to it, so it can kind of draw attention of the human eye. Number 2, it adds personality. So I think there's a balance of using some emojis for your business, and of course this depends on your business, whether you're more serious or more fun or somewhere in between. I do think that you can overdo it with emojis. ChatGPT tends to overdo it with its emojis, but a well-placed emoji here and there can add some feeling and some visual interest. Kelty.
Hello, Kim.
Hey.
Yeah, I do have a couple questions. In using Meta Business Suite, I always post to Instagram and Facebook at the same time. So I've been posting using a square format.
Me
So
too.
yeah, much easier, faster. So how is that going to affect it with this change in Instagram?
Yeah. So Facebook, like the slightly taller rectangle, is also good for Facebook. So when you're scrolling, if you can imagine scrolling, a slightly taller post actually takes up more surface area, so it gives you more of a chance to get noticed. So although it took me a moment to adjust because I was mad, in the end, I think the taller rectangle is a great idea, both for Facebook and Instagram. So I would encourage you to change your template in Canva to the 4x5 and give that a try, and then it won't cut off on the edges so much on your grid.
Right. Okay. So I haven't looked yet. Meta Business Suite has that option now that we can choose I suppose it would be the Instagram sizing then, right? We go to the 4:5.
So I use Canva. I'm not sure what you mean by Meta Business.
Well,
in Meta, the option.
in Meta Business Suite, if you post a picture in there to both platforms, it'll often say that you have to crop it.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't looked, but I can pull that up and look as we're chatting.
Mhm.
Totally. That's interesting. But you had two questions, Kelty, if that takes care of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. The other one was, okay, you're saying about hashtags aren't such a big thing anymore. What about keywords?
Yes,
Um,
keywords. Thanks for bringing that up. Keywords are a thing. Yes. So,
so
mhm,
yeah, some people I've seen just put them at the bottom, like a
mhm,
hashtag.
yep,
Others, of course, work it in more into their conversation.
yep.
So putting them at the bottom, is that a bad thing?
I think so. I haven't done a ton of research about this, so take this all with a grain of salt. But I believe it's better to, if you can, work them into the caption, mostly for user experience. Like, I think it's weird to have a bunch of random words at the bottom. Um,
Yeah.
and so, if you can, I would work those keywords into the caption. If you can't, then sure. I don't think there's super harm in doing it. I would just prefer the first way.
Right. So, and I know Facebook often doesn't like us to ask people to support us
Right.
outright.
Mhm.
So, like you're talking about asking people to share some love to your page
I would ask them privately.
privately
Yeah,
versus,
when you're out for coffee or when you're messaging back and forth, whatever that looks like. Yeah.
yeah, okay, all right. My last question too was
Mhm.
on my business page, I now have find that I can't share my post to my personal page anymore.
Even when you're
Used
interacting as Kelty,
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
that
Ah,
might be it. You might have to
right,
interact as Kelty and then find your page and then hit the
right.
share button.
Oh, okay. That could be it. That would make sense. Yeah, because then I am myself.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Reach out if that doesn't help, and I'll try to troubleshoot
okay,
with you.
okay.
Love how you bring all the questions, Kelty. Is that your list for
That
now?
is my list.
Okay. I'm going to
Yeah.
share my screen and show you guys Meta Business Suite because I think this is helpful for lots of people. Mm, Okay, so this is Meta Business Suite, and then I clicked on the planner. The Meta Business Suite also has an app. So from here, you can schedule a post. It'll tell you when your people are on most likely to be online. So you pick those. And then what Kelty was talking about is when you upload a photo. Okay, let's use this bee, I suppose. Oh, but it might be square already. Try again. Something that is more. Oh yeah, you guys should come to this free webinar about AI. It's put on by Invest Olds, and I'll be speaking with a couple other people about using AI for your business. Anyways, this is what Kelty's talking about. You can crop. So if it's not kind of square or a little bit taller than square, probably, we can do this. This is the one, Kelty, 4 to 5. So it is there. So that's great.
Good. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing the hard questions. Love it. I see a question in the chat from Trisha, so I'll go there next. I noticed very little engagement on shared posts. I have tested a handful of times if I use the information for an original post versus sharing. Yeah, totally. And the reason, Trisha, is Facebook Facebook greatly prefers original content and not recycled content. So when you take somebody else's post and you share it onto your own page, what you're actually doing is promoting that business. You're giving them more views for their business instead of promoting yourself because there won't be very many of your followers that will see that post because it's considered recycled content and not new
Okay.
content.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good noticing. Look at you paying attention to, trying different things. That's the key,
We
right?
we were
Try
discussing it because we just recently hosted with the chamber an event with Build and the Construction Association and us. So then it was our content and our event, but they were hosting with us, so they were sharing it. And then I sort of reached out and said, maybe just try taking the information, cutting it, pasting it in,
Yeah.
just so their people would see it as well. So interesting.
Totally. Yep. And just keep in mind that, like, to Kelty's comment in the chat there, save the image to your phone. Just always make sure to ask permission.
Yes. Yeah.
Officially, you're supposed to have written permission from the original image creator to repost their content. And that's especially important in things like photography and arts and such. But for everybody, we're all creators. Yeah.
Thank you.
Danielle had an instance, though, where I've shared another page's post, and that page, which had many followers, then I shared one of my posts, and it went Oh, yes, I love that example, Danielle. So this is an example where it's building community. You shared another page's post, and then they went ahead and did the same for you, and it helped. It helped both ways. So I love that example, Danielle. Yeah. As long as it's in the same vein, right? Like, if it's work that you authentically support and it's in your same business realm, in the industry, then yeah, for sure, now and then it makes sense to share a post and give that other business some love. And Lucinda sent me a private direct message. If we are doing all this and reach is still low, what can we do more of? Ads. Yep. Ads. If you're doing all of this and your reach is still low, number one, it could be your content type that could need some fixing up. You could book a consult with me and I could give you some specific feedback. Or number two, you're looking for more reach than what's possible for your page at the moment, and then you pay for some ads. $20 can allow you to reach thousands of people. Facebook and Instagram ads are quite affordable. Any other Facebook related questions before we dive into Instagram with a little bit more detail? Is this kind of what you guys are expecting? Am I hitting the mark, or you want me to talk about something else? Should we just switch gears and talk about TikTok? No, please say no. Okay, thanks. Good. All right, I'll share my screen and hit that record button again. New changes for the algorithm. The algorithm, Lucinda, actually hasn't changed a heck of a whole lot. When I was doing all my research, there haven't been many changes to the algorithm. A little bit more on Instagram, and we'll get into that right away here. So push the right buttons. This one. And then save. Pause. Thank you in the chat for helping me with my technical difficulties. Instagram hot tips. So hashtags aren't as important. We talked about that previously. Still use a few hashtags if you like, but keywords in the caption are very important. So if I were to think of a dental hygienist business, for example, keywords that might be helpful for their captions would be things like dental cleaning, dental care, dental hygiene. So those keywords should be worked into the caption when at all possible, because your social media captions actually support you in your search engine optimization, meaning when people go to Google or another search engine, your business and possibly your Facebook or Instagram feed is more likely to come up if you're using those keywords in your caption. And not only that, but it helps the algorithm to know who to send that post to. So if I'm addicted to silly cat videos, which I'm totally not, I don't know why I use that example, but if I am, then if somebody is writing the word cat in the caption, then that post is more likely to come up for me as I'm scrolling. So it helps you to reach your audience, your intended audience, more easily if you're using those keyword phrases. So that is a change. Someone was asking in the Q&A, what are the changes to the algorithm? This. Hashtags not as important, keywords more important. Number two, carousel posts are hot, maybe even hotter than reels. So I really use carousel posts. So carousel are multi-photo posts in Instagram. I use them for different reasons. Reels are really great at reaching people who aren't your followers. If you want to get more followers on Instagram, then I highly suggest that you create more and high quality reels. I recently, just this last month, February, added 5 more reels per month to my post rotation, and I was stuck at 5,230 followers on Instagram for months, maybe years. And after I added those 5 extra reels, I finally got out of there and got 20, 30 more followers on Instagram. So that just helped my feelings. It's not a big deal. But reels are great at reaching more people and finding new followers. Carousel posts. Dog. I know you guys can't hear her, but she distracts me. Bella? No. Carousel posts are great at reaching your current followers. So if you want to engage your current audience, a multi-photo post is a great way to do that. A carousel post gets the opportunity to be seen by your followers not once, but twice. So keep that in mind. Number 3 for Instagram, try to use a variety of post types. So similar as what we talked about when we talked about Facebook, you want to use stories, feed posts, carousels, videos, live if you're comfortable. Do all of the things because people use the platform in different ways. Some people only scroll through reels. Some people don't visit reels at all, but they spend a lot of time scrolling horizontally on stories. So to reach the most people as possible, it's important to use that variety of post types. Number 4, create shareable content. That share button, it's like a little paper airplane on Instagram, is a valuable, and this is a change in the algorithm actually. The share button is probably the most valuable button that you want your followers to push. The more your content is shared, the more the algorithm realizes that it is highly valued content. So it'll put it out to more and more people. And then number 5, this Adam Mazzari guy, he actually gives some pretty straightforward, good advice on how to use Instagram as a creator. So give him a follow. I think his handle is just his last name. Mosseri, 2 S's. Some more tips. Consistently post Instagram reels. Yeah, I know. It's hard. Creating video content is harder than creating photo content. Totally get it. I can help you. I can support you. Can give you some tips. I did a Reels challenge a few months ago, and I'm working on creating that as a course that you can pay for at any time and go through it. There's definitely, like, I could spend 3 hours just talking about how to create Instagram Reels that will get more eyeballs. There's a lot to it. The top things, if I could summarize, are make sure to capture the audience's attention within the first 2 seconds. Make every second count, and also change, like, how do I say, every 2 or 3 seconds have a visual interest of some kind. So maybe you're talking to the camera this way for 2 seconds, and then stop that video and then talk to the camera close up for a couple seconds. That helps to maintain the interest, because we, as humans these days, we're like squirrels and we can't pay attention. Number 2, a couple more tips about Instagram Reels. Using trending audio is something that actually helps. What doesn't impact the success of Reels is whether you create the Instagram Reel inside the Instagram tool, or if you create it outside using something like Canva or CapCut. But the quality of the reel, that makes a difference. So yes, like I said, I could talk about this for hours. Make them short. Instagram Reels, short. Short, engaging, funny, entertaining. try 7 seconds. 7-ish seconds, 10 seconds. Make every second count. Keep them short. Number 3, number 2, encourage more interactions with Instagram stories stickers. Your followers have the opportunity to see your stories. So it's a great place to deepen that relationship. So stickers allow people to interact with your story by answering a question or doing a little quick poll or that kind of thing. So use those stickers. Number 3, drive conversations with engaging captions. Yeah, your captions count. The first line of your caption should lead people to want to read more. So as you're writing your caption, think about that first line, even the first 3 or 4 words, and say, is this engaging enough for people to want to keep reading? Because oftentimes they'll only see the first few words, especially on Instagram Reels, and they have to click see more in order to read more. Number 4, ask followers to add you to their favorites feed. This was something that I read on a blog post in my research. I'm personally not a fan of it. It feels kind of inauthentic to me, but if you feel comfortable with that, then for sure. Instagram rolled out a favorites feed, was it last year? And so you can add people to your favorites and then you can find them more easily. Number 5, try Instagram collabs posts. So what that does, so you can collaborate with another Instagram creator, and then that post gets seen by both your followers and their followers. Of course, you need permission from the other person to collaborate. So it would be, when you're doing something together, and it's obviously a fit for a proper collaboration. Number 6, use analytics to review and adjust your strategy. Just like on any social media platform, you always want to be looking at your stats and your numbers and making adjustments from there. Do more of the things that are successful and less of the things that are not. Awesome. Kelty just said in the chat, whenever she does a market, she takes short videos from other vendors and then does a collaboration post. That's a really good idea. That helps to build that community. That's being social on social media, like we talked about. Okay, 10 more. Getting through this. Number 1, make original content. Please, please. Post consistently. I know it's hard, but do it anyways. Schedule your posts at the right time of day. Meta Business Suite helps you do that. Encourage engagement. When you're creating your posts, keep in mind that you want engagement on your post. And over on Instagram, it's more appropriate to explicitly ask for engagement. So saying things like, follow me for more of these great tips, or like this post if you thought it was helpful, that's totally acceptable over in Instagram land. Not so much on Facebook, weirdly. It's the culture. Number 5, respond to DMs and comments. Absolutely. Keep those comments going. Number 6, use relevant keywords and hashtags. We talked about that. Number 7, tag your location. This is something that I think more businesses, especially local businesses that do business in a certain area, they could do more often. So if you're a dental hygiene place or a massage therapist or a mechanic shop, tag your hometown, and that tells the algorithm where you're at, which means that it's more likely to be seen by the local people. Number 8, use trending sounds in Reels. You can also add sounds to carousels now, which means that they'll also show up in the Reels feed. So if creating videos is a little bit too much for you at this point, maybe that's a baby step towards it, right? You create a carousel, so a multi-photo post, up to 10 photos, and then you add a trending sound on top of it, and people scroll through. And number 9, track your analytics. I did find this, if you are an advanced Instagram user, when I send this slideshow through, I encourage you to click this button to learn some more. tips on Instagram. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording again and go to my team that is here live and see if they have any questions. Okay, so we had some more good questions in the comments. Thanks for that, you guys. One thing that you'll implement right away, research shows that if we write things down, we are more likely to do it. So whether you're watching this recording or you're here live with me, I'd love for you to write down at least one thing that, you know, maybe you've learned or that you'll implement, you'll try, and make that a priority for yourself. I'm going to pause while you do that. Oh, I also love that some of you are putting it in the chat. That's great. Some people are going to change their post to the 4:5 ratio. Some people are going to schedule more posts more regularly. Love it. Keep those ideas coming. Try out a carousel. Yes. More reels. Yes, absolutely. So if you're feeling frustrated, overwhelmed, confused, maybe you have no plan, no likes, no sales, I'm sorry. It's hard. Social media is hard. I do have a training program if you're interested. And for anybody that has attended, I'm offering it at half price today. So it is over 10 hours of online learning, everything that you need to know about social media. It's called From Basics to Buzzing because I'm addicted to coffee. There's quizzes and handouts and all the things, and it will take you from feeling lost and confused to feeling confident and getting more success, getting more results from your social media. Yep, there's my special coupon code. You are now my friend, so you can use coupon code FRIEND to get that discount. I'll send you the link, or you can find it on my website, stgp.ca. Thanks for the shout out in the chat, Kelty. Appreciate that. These are some people that took my course previously and say that they loved it. Two of my past students are here today. Sharon. Why does it say Sharon? It should say Charlene. I'm sorry, Charlene. Typo up here. Charlene Spears is here. She took my course, and also Allison was here. I'm not sure if she's still here. A different Allison than that one. Final thoughts. Social media is challenging. Authentic, consistent content always wins the day. The social media algorithms, they change all the time, but a lot of things remain consistent. We want authentic content. We want to connect person to person. We want real photos of real humans if we can. Write your captions well and try to do it all consistently. That stuff has stayed the same for years. I've been in this business almost 8 years now. That hasn't changed. But little tweaks to the algorithms like this, or the rollout of it, like the size of the posts, and whether you're doing more reels or more carousels, those things change slightly. I'll stick around for those of you that are here live in case some more ideas or questions popped into your head. Feel free to reach out to me. That's my old phone number. Ignore that, but feel free to send me an email or reach out via LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. Thanks for being here today, friends.